guys, we are headed back to southeast Oklahoma. It got pretty slow in Texas the last week up until December 4th. As far as the peak of the rut goes there in Edwards County, man, everything just died. I think not only were the deer on lockdown, but my cameras were showing that all the deer were running at nighttime. It was so hot. So basically the rut happened during the night. So I got bored and I'm headed back to northeast Oklahoma. We're going to be hunting a wildlife refuge. And there's about 13,000 acres that I can hunt. I've got 4 tags left for Oklahoma, 2 buck and 2 doe. And if you saw my last hunt, I had a great hunt for 2.5 weeks. So let's get to hunting. Nothing new under the sun. One life to live, seeking fun. But shallow is the self-lived life. For me, myself, oh, so much strife. But Jesus is the answer for a life perplexed and wanting more. It's never easy self to deny, but it's the only way to a life on high. Beautiful place, man. It's pretty dry though. I don't know if these water pinch points are going to work that I looked on Onyx map. Yeah, I just bumped a deer. Dang. It looked like a buck to me, but I couldn't tell how big he was. But this is a spot where I've marked on its map. And basically have a slough over here and a slough back here. And this, I would have thought this would be a pinch point where they're traveling through here. There's a deer right there. So I think we're probably going to try to set up on this pinch point tomorrow. Well, I just met with a ranger. And that spot I found, awesome spot. You can't hunt in there. Go figure. It's a good thing I'm netting because I was going to set up in there. 4 nice rubs in there. But he told me another spot. I'm headed here. He said he saw a big buck come through this area off the road. Just, he said, yesterday. And I said this is a really good spot. So it was really helpful. So it is crispy cold this morning, and decided to go ahead and just try to sleep in a little bit rather than getting up early and sitting in a tree that I just got right at the end of last light in a spot that was probably going to be pretty busy with cars. So object this morning is going to be to hike back in here out away from the crowds, if there is any crowds, because you can see there's no crowds. But I'm going to hike back in there a ways, because I'm going to try to shoot a big buck, and they're not going to be, and them big bucks are most likely not going to be close to the parking lots. And try to find a pinch point between some ponds. This is like a bottom with a lot of oxbow lakes in here, so it creates some pinch points through there. So that's the object this morning. So let's get to hiking and figuring out a spot, then I'll hike back in there and set my stuff up. So let's go. Looks like we got some pigs in here too. Pigs been rooting right through here. But found a really nice straight line coming along this little oxbow lake. Probably about 4 or 5 different rubs now, about every 20-30 yards. So probably going for about 60-70 yards or so. Bet you there's some more down this way as I was looking down here. Well, I'm also finding a lot of these wild, I guess they're wild walnuts or something. I bit into one and it's pretty sour, but it looks like a walnut when you break it open. So I'm sure there's going to be deer feeding through this pinch point. This is 13,000 acres, but it's kind of narrow, so someone's domestic dog just ran through. I heard something rustling the leaves. I thought it was a deer coming. And he popped over the hill and I said, "Hey, doggy." Anyway, just had these guys come in here. They were going to be squirrel hunting. I told them where I was going to be hunting deer, and they kindly said, "Hey, we'll go find another spot." Thank goodness, man, because I found a really good spot with all those rubs. So hats off to those guys for being friendly. That's the way public land should work. It doesn't always work that way, but all right, guys, we're in the tree. Got everything set up. My little do-it-yourself. DIY tree saddle chair. It's squeaking a little bit, but I know how to fix the squeak, so probably not going to be using it much this sit, but tomorrow for sure. Once I get that thing loosened up a little bit. But got everything set up. My new tree arm that only weighs about a pound from Lone Wolf Custom Gear. And we're all set up, ready to go. I got 2 mock scrapes right down here. One of the mock scrapes is over there by a rub. It's on a rub line that comes right along the edge of this lake that's back behind us. It's an oxbow lake. And this is kind of a pinch point because there's another oxbow lake about maybe 70 yards that way. You just can't see it. So the deer kind of travel through this section here. We got an east wind, so it's kind of blowing like this. So anyway, let's get quiet, get to hunting. I obviously know where the ducks are. If I was gonna go duck hunting, I'd be right here. But obviously, I don't know where the deer are. But that's so cool. Those ducks are probably, well, suffice it to say I could kill them with an arrow. That's a cool noise they make. They're just right there. Right next to the edge. Probably 25, 30 yards. Pretty ducks. Well, I know where the ducks are. And I know where to go hunt ducks, but I haven't hunted ducks in years. Since my dog died. So last thing I'm going to do is sit there for 5 days and never see a deer, so I packed everything up and went looking for the deer. I just found the deer. I think only one of those deer saw me. The rest never saw me. It looked like one of the bucks is probably 3 years old. Decent size. And the other, there was like 2 or 3 other bucks that were smaller, maybe 2-year-old. And then a couple of doe came behind them, younger doe it looked like. But I found where the deer are. All right, guys, after 3 days, I think I found the spot. I found a good spot that has trails that intersect, and actually saw about, I don't know, there's 6 to 8 deer coming through there. Seemed like there's a parade of deer there for a minute. But found some good trees to get in. But it's a nice pinch. It has a big, thick pines on the north side, northeast side. A nice steep embankment with a creek bottom running, good sized creek running through there. And that's where those deer were pinching through right there. So we have found the deer. Just a matter of having the patience to sit there 3 or 4 days, and I think I'll get an opportunity. We'll see. Well, I sat there patiently for a couple of days hunting, and the last morning I was there,
had an opportunity for a big old bovine.
Well, the cows have decided to come feeding through. I could kill a cow, but not a deer, but I don't think the rancher would like that very much. They're stretched out all the way in front of me. And back over here, too. They're just hanging out with the bow hunter. I thought it was pigs. I thought it was pigs coming, but anyway, we're going to get really quiet and hopefully shoo these cows out of here. I've already tried to shoo them once, but they don't like to shoo. They're used to people. They love people, I guess. So let's get quiet and get done. And that is a wrap on my Oklahoma bow hunt. My third Oklahoma bow hunt. I've gotten everything down out of the tree here. Just got my rope to go, but it's been a lot of fun. This morning could have shot a cow, but hey, it's been fun. Lots of sign. Found the deer in this area, but never did come through. Been hunting here for a couple of days now. I need to get back, take care of some business back in Houston. Then it's going to be back to the ranch in about 4 or 5 days or so. So we'll see you out at the ranch.